Who would have guessed that open source will take over that soon? Just a few weeks ago, Fable 5 was restricted, considered as too powerful. But today, open source Chinese model lands right into the top together with Fable 5 and GPT-Sol 5.6. How crazy is that? Not only open source but also most cost efficient between all top models. And it gets so popular that provider needs time to increase capacity to fulfill the demand. But there's one more claim, that Kimi K3 is actually very good in 3D and developing 3D games. And I absolutely cannot ignore that. So in this video, I'm gonna test how good it is really in 3D. We're gonna test it in Blender and game engines. I'm gonna provide it with API and all that stuff. And of course, we're gonna compare results with Fable 5 and GPT-Sol 5.6. And of course, we're gonna create complete game and see how good it is. Let's see if hype is real. Now first we're gonna need Kimi to install. Of course, you can use Kimi as a chat GPT on the website or install Kimi desktop app, but that's not a way. I'm gonna use Harness instead, and I prefer CLI. There's also a way to install it in VS Code or I guess in Cursor as well, but I'm gonna just do this CLI since I'm gonna work with Claude and Codex in one space, so that definitely works best for my setup. I'm gonna test it within my agent. There are 10 tests prepared and 3 CLI opens within one folder: Claude, Kimi, and Codex. You can see all the settings that I use. As promised, there will be Claude Fable, max thinking, Codex, Sol, max thinking, Kimi, max thinking, all that stuff. I'm not gonna use plan mode until we're gonna make the complete game. Tests look like that. We're gonna go one by one. Each basically has prompt, the image, or sometimes GLB model. Also, all agents have access to Blender MCP, full AI API with Key, and Godot MCP. In this video, we're gonna do test in Godot. I think that suits better for one prompt test, because to get nice results in Unreal Engine, it's a little bit more difficult and there are blueprints and stuff. But if you're particularly interested in Unreal Engine, check out my other videos where I show right approach how to use it with new Unreal Engine MCP. I did a lot of research about that. And the first test to warm up will be to create a donut. Of course, that's the reference for amazing Blender guru. Hopefully one day I will do collab with him as well. The test is simple. We're gonna provide an image and ask it to do a render similar to that, and if AI wants, it can go and watch tutorials. And part of the task was to do that within Blender MCP, so you can see pretty much how does it happen. I'm not going to show all processes how it does the job, but basically it runs the script and it's not really much happening. It's not that it goes through iteration, no, it just writes one big script and then do it. Sometimes it do iterate on the final results with the renders. Okay, now let's review the result. Here is donut from Claude, and this one is actually looking very nice. I think it looks very nice. Let's see what it does in Blender. Here is the Blender scene. You can see it created each sprinkle as a separate object. Okay, so here you go. All right, here's how it looks like. Well, actually, it's not that bad, right? A lot of lights, camera, etc. Let's see the Kimi result. Okay, here it goes. I think it's pretty close, but in terms of colors, maybe a little bit too bright. Or is it designed that way? Let's take a look on the Blender. Okay, so here we can see another approach to the background. Actually, this is quite good. And if we enable that, so what do we see here? Well, I think in Blender, texture look a little bit better. So I wish it can do a little bit better rendering. Otherwise, fine. And here is the Codex. Okay. So, well, I would expect a little bit better quality. I don't like the sprinkles, and again, like this look like completely 3D-ish, right? So doesn't look good. Let's see what's inside the Blender that it prepared. Okay, and what are these pieces here and here? I don't get it. Like, I mean, I get the point. It's like a drip, but yeah, it doesn't look natural. I mean, at all. Well, in my opinion, Codex sort of failed this test, and Claude is a little bit better than Kimi. Otherwise, they're pretty much on the same level, which is actually impressive. Let's keep going. Test number 2 is this. We're gonna give them a shape of diamond and ask it to create a diamond shader. Well, this is actually a very difficult task, especially since I provide the mesh. It's more difficult because it must create a shader that fits any geometry. Usually these shaders are very tight into the surface. Let's see what we possibly can get. Okay, so here's the Claude results. You can see the shape that I provided. Well, that's definitely not a diamond, right? In the classic way, but yeah, okay, it's something. Let's take a look on the Kimi. Okay, so it's pretty similar to what Claude did, but it's like more rainbowish and it's like a disco bar rather than a diamond, right? Anyway, let's take a look on ChatGPT. Okay, this one is a fancy disco bar. Well, but to be honest, this is probably the best from what we got. I mean, it reminds refraction and stuff. And look at these sprinkles around. Well, I mean, that's a good one. So in this case, obviously, neither AI did the job. But here I will give my point to ChatGPT. Let me know which one you prefer. And guys, kind reminder, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you like my content. I really appreciate your support. Test number 3, we're gonna take the character. I actually created this character in one of my other video and we did all the clothing, blah, blah, blah. Now the test here is to turn it into the hologram. I mean, you know, this sci-fi thing, capsule hologram effect. I will provide a GLB. Go.mcp is working. Let's see how they do. First, Claude code. And result is actually very nice. It is actually very nice. I mean, something like this actually can be used in the game. Look, okay, the podium is animated, this like shiny cone. Very nice. I like this a lot. Let's take a look on the Kimi. Okay, we do have very close to Claude Code. Well, it's very close. I think it's like a little bit different approach to the podium. Okay, so it's like a podium and there's like light goes from it and pretty much the same animations. I guess like the cone would add more to this. And then we have Codex. Dang. Well, I guess, you know, the Codex in this case is the guy that wanted to do an extra effort, but it failed without those extra details. I mean, this apparently this thing on top is not working, but the amount of cool stuff it tried to introduce is appreciated. But yeah, it's like a failed approach. You have a cone, we do have these particles like floating. Interesting. I wish it worked out. So for this one, I think Claude and Kimi passed, and GPT, like for effort, but try better. Test number 4 is procedurally recreates geometry. This one is a little bit difficult because it actually needs spatial understanding of objects. And here I'm gonna ask it to use something cool I found recently, like a skill called image to 3GS. Here's the link, you can try it out. Basically, it helps to recreate procedurally any shape and make it sort of interactable. Let's take a look on the results. And since the result is a web page, I'm gonna open it all here as well. Here is our Claude version. Ooh, well, actually it's very good. Like, okay, we can open, we can click the buttons. It looks very nice. Okay. I like that. We cannot turn it on, unfortunately, but that's fine. Let's take a look at Kimi. And here we go. Kimi, actually very close. Well, yes, nice. All the buttons here, right? Okay, and again, I want to point like this part is done nicely and it closes. And when I was checking like how it does it, so it does some shots verifying like whether it like works nice and didn't do the iteration to fix that. And here we go with the ChatGPT. Was saying before that ChatGPT had best spatial understanding, like visual, but this example is absolute failure because the shape is wrong, right? The buttons maybe are a little bit fancy, like there's some stuff on the buttons, but the shape is wrong. There is a missing hinge that actually do the closing, etc. So ChatGPT not passing this one for me. While Claude and Kimi, pretty much the same thing. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Test number 5 is about simulation, and not just simulation, but again, we know they're capable of doing some scripts. So let's involve some vision. My idea is that we do have a glass and rock. Rock gonna break the glass and shards must fall naturally, but also form the word Kimi. How about that? Let's see how they're gonna do that. Okay, so let's start with Claude codes. Okay, do we have glass here? There is a stone, boom, breaks, and here we go. So, ooh, interesting. If you can see that it's sort of like at some point of time it attaches this Kimi shards to the back of the glass and then they accurately fall down. I think the only problem here is that it's too perfect. I was asking like to sort of like look naturally, like accidentally forming the text. Anyway, let's go to the Kimi. Let's see if it's better. Okay, pretty much the same setup. Okay, boom, let's go. Okay, I think it's pretty much the same as Claude Code, but the shards are smaller. Well, shards here look more naturally, but this stone is still here and rolling, so this one is like not good. Like, don't like the stone behavior. Otherwise, it's very similar to the Claude Code. Let's see the ChatGPT. Okay, so here we go. The setup. Okay, setup is clear. Let's play it out. Dang. I mean, this guy is surprising me. Look at this. Why is glass goes the opposite side? Well, basically, well, it's bad, right? It's bad. Everything is here is so unnatural. No. I think ChatGPT failed it, like in many ways, right? Like all shards goes into the text. No, like I really expected it to be like other did. Anyway, next one is animation retarget. And I already did that test 2 months ago with Claude Opus 4.8. It couldn't do that like in few prompts. Right now we're gonna test it with one prompt. The task is simple. We do have animated Mixamo character and we have my character that I rigged with accurate. The skeletons are quite different. There's amount of bones and the structure is different. But of course, they're humanoid skeletons, so it's possible to retarget it nicely. Well, it will require some effort. So all AI did the thing. Let's see the results. Let's start from Claude. Here we go. And I press play and it looks good. I do not spot any issues really. It's pretty good. The animation itself is a little bit hard, so the limbs can tilt a little bit, but you can see they follow exactly the reference, which is, I think, very nice. Even the fingers, I mean, the thing with the fingers like goes like this, but yeah, it's fine. Let's take a look at Kimi. Okay, here we go. Well, this is the same thing. Actually, it's the same thing and also really good. I think it's great job, right? I'm looking on this thumb again, like, and I think like it did a great job here. And here's ChatGPT, and ChatGPT also did that in one prompt. And ChatGPT proves again that it is most creative guy. Well, I didn't ask about podiums and stuff, but it added this fancy podium. Well, someone give this guy a medal. Moving on, test number 7. Again, rigging and animation, but way more complicated. Now I'm gonna give solid mesh of a dragon and ask it to rig it and try to animate the flying animation. This is very difficult task for AI, per my opinion. Okay, so all AI done working. And by the way, I want to point one interesting thing, that overall in terms of time, Claude Code was the fastest, Kimi somewhere in the middle, and Codex sometimes faster, but in average the longest. Okay, let's review the results. Here we go with the Claude. Okay, here is the dragon. We do see the rig, you see the bones, and let's play the animation. Oosh. Okay, what's happened to him? Let me check. So you can see in edit mode the mesh is solid, but I guess some problem, some issue with the weights. All right, let's take a look on Kimi, whether we see the same problems or no. Okay, so pretty much the same thing in terms of rig. Okay. Well, it's not perfect, of course. You can see some parts are moving with the ears, like his ears moving with the wings right here, there and there. And yeah, here the weights are missing, but it actually is, it's way better than Claude Code, right? Let's see the ChatGPT and compare. Okay, this guy, of course, he will add some small clouds and whatever this circles underneath, but it failed with the weights. Oh, whoa. I guess like it did some really bad approach in terms of weights distribution. Look, yeah, it's terrible. Okay. So I guess Kimi is the best of them all within this test. Of course, it's not complete. Neither completed it to be useful, but I think Kimi was the closest. Okay, one more test before we're gonna do complete game. Particles. But not just particles, but how about the bonfire in Toon Shader? Well, like a Toon Fire, right? So the prompt is on your screen. Let's see the results. Here we go. Claude codes. Okay. Well, I guess it's not that bad actually. Like, I don't like the shape of the fire, but there is smoke and there's particles, etc. It's fine. Let's take a look at Kimi. Okay, so here's the Kimi. I like how the light plays. Well, sort of like the real point lights are spawned, but there's too much of particles and it's like, it's too night, right? Should be like a bit lighter. Okay, not bad, but too dark. And here's the codex, ChatGPT. Okay, I like, again, like this guy is always try to add something I don't ask. I don't know whether that's good or not, but you see what you see. There is smoke, there is particles, etc. I think it's fine. Which one do you like the most? I don't really like any of them, to be honest. But for some indie games, this can be very helpful. Right, time to ultimate test. Let's build the game. The first one is Mario Kart clone. Why not, right? So the task is simple, 2 levels, 3 carts, and we're gonna give it full AI API. So it has to generate 3D models, the environment objects, textures, etc. Right? Let's spend some money on it. Here is very important. I recorded like what settings I use. And in this case, we're gonna switch to max effort, planning mode, whatever the model has to offer. In Claude Code, it's called Ultra Code, which is like planning plus extra effort. For Kimi, it's just enabling plan mode while the thinking is on max. So for Codex, we're gonna choose more reasoning and choose Ultra and let them cook. Now, funny thing, when every model finished, they all missed to make the bat file to run the game working, like all of them. So I had to ask it like why it's not opening, and there was something like with the commands because they were doing that in headless mode and apparently it's not working. Maybe that's a Windows issue, I don't know. Anyway, they all fixed that. Fable 5 did it for 1 hour, 10 minutes. Let's see if it works. Here we have the intro menu. Okay, we can choose 2 locations. Let's do that. Okay, the gate. Oh my days. So I see the cart and look at the wheels. Like the cart is so bad. Oh my, I'm stuck. How do I get out? Let's try again. I guess if you're stuck forever. Okay. You can see the textures around. Okay. Well, at least there is nice surrounding. I don't know like why it added the borders. I think the Mario Kart supposed to be open world. Oh my. So yeah, this is like a real issue. If you're stuck like for real. That's terrible. Let's see the ice level. Oh, there's snowmans. Oh, so nice. And yeah, the gate is placed so badly. Okay. So I guess that is Claude Code. This is absolutely not playable, really. If you're stuck, I mean, I guess maybe that's the mechanics. Okay, now let's take a look on ChatGPT. Okay, I like the screen, right? So there's like something happening there. Right. Okay, let's start with the beach island. Okay. Oh, look, everything is without the textures. No way. And why there's a car there? Actually, you know, I cannot. Oh, it's so bad. Actually, I cannot control it really. I didn't ask it for that. Like, I mean, so I can like just move forward and backward. This is I'm pressing right, it goes left. I'm pressing left, it goes right. There is no free movements. Like, wow. It's so bad. Let's take a look on the ice level. Okay, this primitives, I don't think it's generated. It missed the textures. Well, the fancy stuff, I guess aurora lights, but no, this is so bad. This is so bad. I don't really like it. It's practically, you cannot do that. Like, it actually out of place, right? Ooh. Last hope. Let's see what we have from Kimi. Okay, we actually have images, right? Do you like this better than ChatGPT? I don't know, like this one is actually reminding me Mario Kart. Anyway, let's start with ice. Here we go. Okay, it's actually not bad. Okay, and let me check. Oh, we do have free movement, and yeah, we cannot go. Okay, like we go through this. Strange. Okay, but let's see if I actually can move around. Oh yes, I can, but I will die. Oh, look, I can sort of drift. No, not bad. Okay, boom. But it looks way better. Okay, I can play. Yeah, it's very difficult to play. Definitely needs some tweaks. But, and I'm actually losing, right? Let's try the beach level. Here we go. Okay, beach level. I think like the texturing on the road is a little bit off. There's like a small palms. No, I think they're a little bit inside the level. Let me check. How do we check? Okay. Yeah, there's a little bit of lags within the movements. I'm not sure. Well, I'm actually winning. Oh, let's see if the palms are actually placed wrong. Hey, well, let me die. Oh, it's like instantly just dropping me back. Oh, I actually can hit that. And ChatGPT actually failed that. Okay, so here's the results from one prompt. Well, in my opinion, done compared to Fable 5 and GPT 5.6, Kimi definitely did a better job. While none of the result is actually a game, it's quite impressive how far we are moving. And as a reminder again, Kimi is open source and way less expensive than Fable 5, actually almost 4 times cheaper. And the results are even a little bit better. Not like crazy better, gonna be honest. I did one more test only with Kimi because I only had limits left on Kimi. Fable 5 is very expensive. That is test number 10, rebuilding SimCity. And this idea is from one of my subscribers, Travis. So this one is for you. Again, we give full AI, Godot, etc. It can generate 3D models, texture, all that stuff. And I left it cooking for a whole night. I cannot see the time it was cooking, but based on the context usage, I guess around 4 or 5 hours. Let's play it out. Here we go. All right, so this is like a SimCity. Okay, nice. I like the location. I was referring to SimCity 2000 just also because I was playing that game when I was a kid. Okay, let me see if I remember how to play that. Let's start with the road, right? Let's try to build a road. Oh, there are cars. There are cars. It generated nice cars and they're like, wow. No, I mean, like, I know I should not be surprised, but I just like, okay. And it's like, this works actually. Okay, it's not perfect, but I can build that. Okay, let me speed up, right? Okay, gonna do something like this. I'm not really remember how to do that. Anyway, now we do have residence. Okay, let's do the residence here. Here, industrial gonna build somewhere here, here, here. And why is nothing happening actually? Why is nothing happening? Oh, I think I need to do the plants, right? To build. Oh, wow. I mean, guys, I'm excited because the nostalgia hit. I mean, that's why I'm so excited. Wow. Well, let's build other buildings, I guess. That's cool. Ooh, okay. So we like sort of quality of life hospital. Okay, and police station. Let's over here. Boom. Nice. And I think I didn't build any commerce, right? Let's add a commerce. Boom, boom. Nice, nice. Power. We do have not enough power. Okay. That means I need to build another plant. I guess like somewhere here. Okay. Now we do have. Let's do commerce here. More residents. Boom. Roads here. How about another school here? Oh, look. Big buildings. When I was playing the original one as a kid, I was always wondering like how to get this nice big buildings. Well, I guess now I can build it. Oh, wow. Like 2 module build buildings. Okay. Oh yeah, this is like the biggest building. I swear I did nothing to this 3D models, etc. I just said like just do the models. And what I'm surprised is all buildings they fit these squares. Because I was thinking it will be able to do the thing, but whether it will be like the real squares or not. And they fit the squares, which is cool. And we can actually have like speed up. We're running out of the gas again. Electricity. Let's do like enough electricity. And we need roads, right? So that they can go. I like it. Oh, and I can do like that, right? Ooh, nice. Absolutely nice. Boom, boom. How cool is that? I'm absolutely amazed. Guys, this is super fun. I think this type of games is the easiest to do. Alright, that was Kimi K3. I think it's absolutely great to have an open source as a top tier model because this news about ChatGPT Fable 5 being restricted was sort of concerning, not gonna lie. And I believe that's one of the reasons that Kimi K3 gets so much attention right now. Let me know in the comments what you think, guys. That was Steph. Like and subscribe and see you in the next one.